We cannot wait for Brisbane and Richmond at the Gabba on Friday night, Ross. It should be an absolute beauty. And I wanted to touch firstly, Ross, on the goal kickers. They seem like they're hitting great form, the Brisbane Lions. It's a nice spread, isn't it, the way they're going?
Well, I thought about it the other day. Is there a more talented forward line in the AFL? And we've got 3 players averaging basically 2 goals a game and another 3-1 a game. So what I like is they all bring something different to the table. And Cameron's gone back closer to goal. He publicly said, I go into the midfield, I got no gas left, leave me deep. And all of a sudden he's got his excitement and his speed back. But, you know, if one's down there, and they've got real chemistry, so that's Hipwood to Cameron on the lead. They know what they're doing. So the ball goes in long, and that's McCarthy, who's really strong overhead. So they're multiple threats, and I just think they're going to be a handful. And there's Cameron working with Danaher, and that's the beauty of Danaher. He's 200 centimetres, but he can play like a small forward, the way he can pick it up and work off front and square.
Hey, Ross,
and here it is here, McStay.
I thought, he's come back into the side. I thought the first 4 rounds was a lot about Danaher and Hipwood, and they just sat it on their heads, but they seem like they're lowering the eyes much better now.
Yeah, and what's great about that, Hawthorn knew with Buddy, they couldn't rely on one, so they had to mix it up and move him around. So they've got a spread of goal kickers, and I think Fagan's taken that lesson from Clarkson, the master coach, and thought, we need a spread. And I think it's been beneficial for Danaher as well.
Speaking about moving around, Ross, Liam Baker, he came on as a rookie. He was a back forward, backman. Now he's a midfielder through necessity.
He's one of my favourite players in the AFL. We tried to get him to Fremantle. He made the right choice, stayed. He was a half-forward pressure player, then half-back. And in the end, he's gone through the midfield in a time of need. And Richmond and him, the last 10 minutes of he was ferocious. He was in everything. So he's got speed, he's unfashionable, he's got power, he's tough. And he'll just do what the coaches say. So against the Bulldogs, they needed forward pressure. Mate, take from half-back, pull you to the forward line. He turned the game there. And then he's gone in the midfield and turned the game and had 30. He's a pretty special young player that flies under the radar.
And I wonder if he'll stay there for the rest of his career the way he's going. I want to talk about Grimes because Dusty Martin got all the plaudits last week, but I don't think Geelong kicked 15 goals on a Friday night between their 3 stars if this man's playing. Well, he's just phenomenal.
It's certainly more difficult. He can play on Charlie Cameron or Hogan kicks 4 in the second quarter. So it's great as a coach. Hardwick picks up the bat phone and he goes, Dylan, go and get the job done on Jesse. And Jesse doesn't kick another goal for the game, I think. So when you've got those weapons in your back pocket, and he's a great leader, he gets the job done when he's... And they're the players you want. Here's your job, go and get it done, and then at the end of the game, you just shake their hand.
He's a beauty. Hey, we're going to look at one game breaker from each side, and for me, it's Hugh McCluggage. I think this guy could win a Brownlow one day. That's how good he's going. It may well even be this year. But you look at every category of the game at the moment, he's ranked elite, Ross.
He's a star, and he floated under the radar because Lockie Neal and Zorko were taking, but he's been critical to them. And I just think he's a line breaker. He wins it inside. He's on the outside. He's a running machine. I think he's been given, it's a bit like Parrish at Essendon. Like he's been given the opportunity. He's just blossomed. So, you know, out of adversity, you create a better team and a team with more depth.
Yep. Hey, Ross, you say don't get beaten by what you know, and we feel like the Giants got beaten by what they should have known last week.
Yeah, it happened to me a bit. So Dusty, he's been the eminent player in the competition at Richmond for a number of times. So Melbourne went Hibbert, on and off ball with him, no time and space, physical on him, ruffled him, they attacked him. I think, you know, what do you have? 8 disposals, 12, maybe not a goal. And then Geelong learned from it. Stewart went to him, who normally doesn't play that tightly, and they went after him physically, couldn't break the tackles. Both teams win the game. What do the Giants do? They give him time and space, no one assigned to him. He has over 20 possessions and kicked 4 goals. And what they lose by 3 points. I still think everyone will say system. You can still allocate someone to Dusty. Someone in their team needed to do the job. And they were so vulnerable, Richmond. You had to sit there and go, well, who can beat us? Even in the last quarter, who can beat us? Dusty, and someone had to sacrifice their game. It's easy from here, I know that. But there was 2 AFL clubs that did it. There was one that chose just to back their system in. And Dusty, we know, when you give him that opportunity, and that's the challenge of Brisbane this week. Are they going to put anyone to him? I'm not sure. But the lessons tell you, play him tight.